Hey guys, welcome back. BGC Care here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. This is for the week of February 10th, 2022. The current character challenge is Batman, Ninja, Lord Joker. That's a 1 week repeat. The required characters for that are Harley Quinn, Deathstroke, and Joker, who are bronze, and silver respectively if you're looking at the lowest tier to get them. So that's pretty good for newer players.
Yeah. I feel like it should have been Batman instead of Deathstroke thematically, but I'm actually okay with it being a bronze character that's available that's still in the Batman universe, I think. Well, everybody's in the Batman universe, actually. Mm-hmm. You can make that stretch. It's like Kevin Bacon in DC.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
So his passive is Cult of the Demon King, which is when Joker KOs an enemy. For 10 seconds, his attacks deal 100% life drain, and enemy life drain heals him. And Gunner teammates' special attacks cause 20% damage to the opponent's tagged out teammates. Gunners are Deadshot, Deathstroke, Harley Quinn, Lobo, and the Joker. He's got 1500 attack and 1300 health. He was last available on the 15th of April, 2021.
Right. Interesting passive. Let me talk about the part that sounds the best first, which is the splash damage. It's cool. I think it's not game-changing unless you really lean into it. Like, you make a point of planning your team around it, and you have a team full of gunners who are specialists maybe. The cool thing is, even though it's not worded like that, he is, he doesn't need a Joker teammate. He is Joker, and it will benefit him too.
Yeah.
20% splash on special 1. So if we look at just the absolute number, 20% splash if it's on special 1, it's nowhere near enough compared to, say, League of Assassins Knives, which is 50%. But stacking them could be interesting because then you get 70%.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, I think, his special 1, maybe I'll get into that a bit later, because the thing about special 2 is 20% is actually really good. Because that's what you get with the Fourth World Mace, which gives you 20% on special 2. Then the issue you have is trying to max out the splash versus maxing out power generation, so he can actually, or he or his teammates can come in and do some specials.
Yeah.
So the problem is, because he's not Batgirl, even doing 50% of special 1, he can't max it out the same way with, say, Cloak of Destiny, where you're really multiplying the damage, and the splash becomes really significant even though you're only spending 1 bar of power. The other temptation that I thought about doing, but in my mind I can't really come up with a good enough loadout, is maybe stack him with, say, Arkham Origins Deadshot, who's got a passive with 20% splash on shooting attacks. You're getting 40%, right, with Joker. But again, it still comes back to not being able to exploit it the same way unless, say, you have somebody else who does the stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And then you tag in Joker to do more damage. And on top of that, the more you have to tag in and out, the more you have to manipulate and have everything work perfectly, the harder it is to actually have it happen.
Yeah.
And then, when you're looking at splash damage, a real big danger, and it's totally random, is Brandish Ninjato, where they will generate a bunch of power by pulling the splash damage to themselves and generating a bunch of power, and maybe even coming in with 3 bars. And that's kind of dangerous too.
Mm-hmm.
And so the less interesting part of his passive is that 10 seconds of, after knocking out an enemy, life drain and healing himself. It's not... It's defensive to start with, and it doesn't happen consistently enough. Like, there's only 2 knockouts in the fight. Yeah. So you have to time it perfectly, so after knockout, you're doing a bunch more damage again. Still not great. And after, he's been around a few times. I think the biggest value is that he's Batman Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got Catwoman, it means that he's another option for saving her when she's your main damage dealer. She's the star of your team.
Yeah, for sure. So there we go. We have had 2 complete runs of the challenge so far, the 43-week cycle. This is the 90th week that's continuing on that same loop. So it's the 4th week in the 3rd cycle. If the pattern holds, we expect Bounty Hunter Lobo next week, and as long as the pattern holds, 23 challenge characters are out of rotation. Almost a third of them.
Right.
More than a third of them, actually. This week's multiplayer award is the War Gauntlet, which becomes Claw of Horus, and its abilities are, on tag-in, the opponent receives damage equal to 10% of his health. When an opponent tags in, all damage to that opponent increases by 10%, stacks 3 times, and resets on player tag out. So that's you, the person in the driver's seat.
Right.
And the evolved ability, which is on Special 1, a 75% chance to disable 1 random gear of the opponent till the opponent tags out.
Right.
Last available on the 8th of July 2021. This is the 58th week in a row of a complete cycle of the rewards, 27th in a row of the complete of this second run through. It's 31 rewards all in sequence that are looping.
Right.
So there we go.
So all the abilities. Tagging damage 10% is decent. It's not great.
It's free.
It's free.
It makes the fight a little faster.
Oh, you know what just occurred to me now? That didn't occur to me all the other times it's come in the cycle. Let me talk about it actually when I talk about the whole loadout. When you use this character like we've done with Red Lantern Hal Jordan very recently.
Yeah.
So 25% is what you get from Cassandra Cain Batgirl, which is better. But the difference is it's 10%, I believe, of the original health, not the current health. So you can actually knock somebody out using Claw of Horus, I think.
Which is fun if you splash damage somebody.
Yeah. Opponent tagging in boosts your damage by 10%, stacks up 3 times. It's not enough boost and not enough times that it happens to make a difference too, right? When you maximum you get what? Stacks 3 times is 30%.
Theoretically, yeah, but that is almost never going to happen.
Right.
Because for that to come true, you need to not be swapping your person out, and they need to tag out and then back in again. Or I guess technically they don't need to tag out, but they need to tag in at least 3 times, which is not very likely at all to get. Before they're knocked out, if you're doing it that way, you probably already screwed up somewhere along the line.
The key is it disables gear on Special 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 75%, but it'll do it even if the opponent blocks. Unlike the Superman, which is a Superman that shatters gears, the Dawn of Justice Superman, who shatters gear but only if it's unblocked. However, this effect gets rinsed if the opponent tags out.
Yeah.
What's cool is it also works against Astro Harness even if it's active during the invulnerability.
Yeah, you don't actually need to make contact with the enemy. It's when you use the special, there's just a dice roll for it to happen.
Right.
It's not contingent on hitting them.
Right. So you can see the gear shattering effect really fully leveraged earlier this week during our Q&A and in our latest multiplayer video last week with Bounty Hunter Lobo as the main damage dealer, but Red Lantern Hal Jordan as the gear stripper using Claw of Horus, and also Enchantress, and also his own Astro Harness. And so the key to using this, so there's a bunch of things why this is like the perfect kind of synergy in this loadout. With Claw of Horus you tag in, that 10% damage means that even if the opponent has 3 bars of power, that little moment where it's almost like a hit for the 10% damage, they can't do a special immediately. And you can as soon as you tag in.
Mm-hmm.
Your special prevents them from doing a special. The Enchantress follow-up prevents them from doing a special. And the Enchantress Skulls lets you do another attack using Red Lantern Hal Jordan because he comes in with 2 bars of power. Anybody with 2 bars of power could. But then his next special one triggers each of those skulls to act like it's a special.
Mm-hmm.
And each of those skulls has the potential to shatter gear. So pretty much 2 special ones, you shatter all the opponent's gears.
Yeah.
Even with Astro Harness, as long as the first special shatters a gear. Because if it shatters a gear, skulls come. If it doesn't shatter a gear, no skulls.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah. I do want to say about this, though, the best legendary gears have one ability that makes them worth everything.
Yeah.
It makes them legendary.
And this is definitely one of those. Okay, so moving on to the store, we have the Bounty Hunter Logo Challenge Pack for 200,000 power credits. That's a clue for what we're seeing next week, and it matches up with our cycle knowledge already, so we're fairly certain that that's going to be next week. It doesn't unlock it in the store, just a reminder, and it gives you a 6.16% chance versus the 2.86% chance you get from a normal challenge pack.
Right.
We also have the Alien Invasion Pack for $24.99 Canadian. It was the same price last time we saw it in sort of mid to late 2021. And in 2020, it was actually a little bit more expensive. It was $26.99 Canadian. So it's gone down in price since we've seen it. And it comes with Lobo Prime, Martian Manhunter, and Darkseid. So that's 1 in-store person for Lobo, and then 2 challenges. But Darkseid Prime, specifically, is not in the current rotation for the challenges. So there's no... The only way to get him is in packs.
Right.
And so it's hard to get him consistently. So, Darkseid Prime isn't super necessary, I would say.
Right.
So, as always, the packs aren't really a great deal. But, interesting. Right. Slightly different math on whether or not it's worth it.
Right. The Ultimate Bundle Bringers of Justice is hanging around for a second week. Talked about it last week. Survivor Pack, 5th week, which is interesting. The Character Bundle Batman Universe is the 10th week. What's going on? Like, it feels like just like random stuff. So, the Arkham Pack disappeared.
Yeah.
Stuff is hanging around. In the 17th week for the Most Wanted Pack.
Yeah, it's not like stuff is just building up, right? The fact that some stuff is going is what's strange.
Yeah.
Because you'd expect it to be one or the other, but it's weird. Yeah. We also have the Nth Metal Celebration packs, and those are all available.
It's always a celebration now. It's been almost a month of like 3 weeks.
Well, it was already always a celebration, but it used to just be for the Joker, the Aquaman, or Shazam, and now it's for all of them all the time. Yeah. It's a big party for those 3.
Joker's 3 weeks in a row, Aquaman is 5 weeks in a row, and Shazam is 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, the naming scheme and everything is just really bizarre for them, and it's weird that they're Yeah. In our Survivor, we have the 4th World Gear set until the 23rd of February 2022. Phantom Zone is finished. Fight 62 is broken as always. Last weekend's breakthrough was Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, and Martian Manhunter. This coming weekend's should be Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, and Lobo. Link in the description for a Reddit thread from Devlin16 if you want to look at the breakthrough cycle for yourself.
Okay. And so this is normally the part where we talk about the glitches. I think what we're trying differently now, because I feel like people should be tired of listening to us doing this week in and week out.
Yeah,
when nothing changes.
Thing.
Yeah, so nothing's changing. We're going to do it once a month at the first week of each month, which we did last week, February 3rd, to go in all the details about things to watch out for. But basically, nothing has changed. We have confirmed the challenge reset glitch this week with the current challenge of Batman, Ninja Lord, Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really it. That's the important stuff.
So there we go. And to finish up, we'd like to give a huge thank you to all the lovely folks who support us on Patreon.
That would be Victor Gomez, Consul Peasant, and Edwoon at the top tier last word. Sinemac and Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier. Shawn Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C., Irvin Ruiz, and Eddydoo at the credited level. And Chris Wolff, Scarlet, Dani, Awesomegamer 241, Pavu RS, Gavin Mallott, and Isfar E. at the gratitude level.
There you go. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.